Hi, welcome back. So let's talk Italy 10, France 50. Huge win for France. I mean, it's actually a pretty good game. The conditions were decent. I want to talk more general about the two teams, a little bit about the game itself. Now, I mean, we had loads of tries. Cretin, Ficou, Vincent, Doulan, Dupont and Thomas, all on the score sheet. Bonus point win. Some fantastic tries in there. And Italy getting their bonus try, if you like, their consolation try at the end, although they did cross disallowed try as well. But I mean, let's talk about Italy first of all. They actually play some decent rugby. Exactly what I said last year. Italy they're no mugs. I mean, they know how to play rugby, ball in hand, they're pretty decent, they know what they're doing. And in this game, like many games, they have plenty of attacking opportunities. They have good positions. It's just the opposition know that player for player, they're just better than them. So when it comes to the crunch, they're just, the opposition, if you like, are going to win. I mean, Italy put pressure on. They spent time in the 22. They had ball in hand, but they've never been able to convert it into wins because player for player, they are a tier below. That tier 1, tier 2 thing kind of applies. They're in the wrong league. And you could say, well, it's not doing them any favours, and if you've lost every game, for a certain team, it feels awful. It is rubbish for the players, but Italy are never going to leave the Six Nations. The amount of money and prestige it brings, it doesn't matter if they get humiliated like this all the time, they're not going to leave. And why would they? They're just in the wrong league. But again, the question of bringing Georgia in, I don't think is relevant because I don't think they'd do any better, and there's no incentive for the Six Nations to boot out Italy for Georgia because they wouldn't gain anything, to be honest. However, like I said before, with the South African Super Rugby teams probably coming into the Pro 16, I think that's what's going to happen. South Africa are going to say, look at this is ridiculous, why don't you replace Italy with us? And the Six Nations, if that happens, I think will say, oh yeah, we will do it. So I don't quite know what Italy can do. They're doing the right thing. They've got a young team. They should get better. They need to get a win. Simple as that. They need to get a win. Now, if they're going to win, they've got to be harder to score against. Now, France scored some fantastic tries, but some of the tries were just like, okay, the loop around where they give Teddy Thomas the ball and he literally runs around the whole Italian team and puts in, I think it's Dupont in the end, but anyone could have scored. It's like school rugby where you give the ball to the quickest kid at fly half and then he just runs around the outside centre. Too easy. Anyway, France, Jalabert, mentioned for him, brilliant. They've got Carbonell as well on the bench, so they're not even missing Intermac. Those three, similar sort of players. Carbonell probably slightly more irritating, but all equally talented, could all slot into that 10 slot. That's impressive. Serran's a great backup to Dupont as well. So many athletic players, so much speed on that pitch and quality. You think they can score from anywhere. They are Six Nations favourites now, I would say, having England been so awful. However, it is against Italy, and France are not perfect. They do make mistakes. They can be loose. They are vulnerable. Coaches looking at France will go certain times when they offload the ball a bit too much, or they kick loosely, or they lose a bit of shape. They are vulnerable, but the quality of the combination of physicality and speed and ambition is intoxicating to watch for sure. Anyway, I mean, like I said, Italy got into good positions, good play, but player for player just couldn't make it tell. Their systems in attack I'm pretty happy with. Their set pieces okay, but a level below. Their defensive organisation is what lets them down sometimes, and often they're just too easy to score against. That's why you get these big scores. I mean, even England were awful the other day against Scotland. They were still fairly hard to score against, even though Scotland should have scored more. But Italy have got to be tougher to score against. Anyway, like I said, France aren't perfect. They're favourites now. Sets them up very nicely. Italy, where do they go from here? I've absolutely no idea. They've just got to keep doing what they're doing until someone unfortunately puts them out of their misery, and I think that person would be South Africa. Yeah, it's getting silly. If they don't get a win in this Six Nations, I would say it's got to change. because it's just not good for the competition knowing a team's going to win against Italy. Although having said that, Italy might well be targeting England as the one to get their win. Anyway, France, Italy, let me know what you think of the two sides and the players involved, and I will catch you next time.